there are many reports, many reports. One report that just came in, and this is one that just came in minutes ago, the last 30 minutes, allegedly, Khamenei was targeted. A strike was hit his compound. And if this is an accurate statement that's being made, and I think this came, Vinnie, if I'm not mistaken, from the Israeli intelligence that came back that is saying...
Daily Mail said, Israeli media says, growing indications that Iran's Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei was killed in U.S. and Israeli airstrikes.
Yeah, so this report just came in. Again, this is allegedly. We'll go through a bunch of different people that were targeted. But, Rob, I think it's a good idea. Just start off with President Trump's message. While he's wearing a USA hat, here's what he had to say early this morning. Go forward.
To the great, proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. Stay sheltered. Don't leave your home. It's very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. This will be probably your only chance for generations. For many years, you have asked for America's help, but you never got it. No president was willing to do what I am willing to do tonight. Now you have a president who is giving you what you want. So let's see how you respond. America is backing you with overwhelming strength and devastating force. Now is the time to seize control of your destiny and to unleash the prosperous and glorious future that is close within your reach. This is the moment for action. Do not let it pass. May God bless the brave men and women of America's armed forces. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless you all.
And by the way, when he gave this message, he was as honest and upfront as possible with critics coming out, and they're going to say, he says, there's going to be casualties. This is not going to be ours. Vinnie was saying it earlier a minute ago when we were talking. But he specifically said there could be casualties. And this is war, so it's not like it's not a war of what we're talking about. It's not what happened that was immediate going in Venezuela and leaving. And remember when he and I were speaking, he said to me, he says, every different mission, we have to stay fluid because things could change. But let me kind of go through some of the updates that's been given this morning. You know, normally when something like this happened, you would think they would attack in the middle of the night, say 1 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. This was a good point that Tom was making this morning, but the attack was around 8:15 their time, which means you wake up, you're having breakfast, boom, there's an attack. So it's not like it's a regular time. And for me, I lived in Iran, in the capital, when the war happened with Saddam, with Iraq, and I remember a lot of these stories, and it's tragic, but let me give you some of these updates. So that's one. They hit 3 Iran nuclear sites. They hit Fordo, they hit Esfahan, and they had Natanz. Reuters reports 6 bunker buster bombs on Fordo, 30 Tomahawk missiles at other sites described by Trump. According to Reuters, obviously the B-2 bombers were used, and they were involved. Tehran's strikes reported around University Street and Jamhuri areas as well. Multiple provinces, including Esfahan, Ilam, and Qom were hit. Confirmed hits in other countries from Iran. So Iran attacks out. Israel's been hit. There's been many clips of Israel being hit. Bahrain was hit. And I think a U.S. military base was hit. Qatar, UAE, one dead in UAE. Jordan was hit. Saudi Arabia. And they were also firing at U.S. bases in Saudi. And then AP reported that Iran's first launched the drones towards Israel, then struck U.S. installations in Bahrain, Kuwait, Qatar, and other locations. Bahrain has confirmed they struck on U.S.'s 5th Fleet Service Center. Rob, if you have that clip of hitting the 5th Fleet, you actually see the clip. There's a couple guys that are driving by the 5th Fleet, and you see them. They're looking at the video recording, and boom, the 5th Fleet gets hit. This is it. Is this the one? I think this is the one. Yeah, this is one of the clips that got hit right there. So, I mean, this is tragic, but it's a full-on war, and a lot of countries are now involved. But I'll continue. Iran state media reported that at least on one instance, again, remember, this is Iran saying this, 40 killed, 45 wounded in a strike on a girls' school in Mina. One person killed in Abu Dhabi. Russia called the strike an unprovoked. So remember, Russia's defending their side. France, UK, and Germany said they were not involved in the strike, but condemned Iran's retaliatory attacks, and they urged them to come to the table to negotiate. And in areas that have been targeted, according to the chief national security correspondent at Fox News, Jennifer Griffin, Iranian parliament, National Supreme Council, Ministry of Intelligence, Iranian's Atomic Energy Agency, cyber attacks have taken place on news agencies. The internet is out in Iran. Tough for civilians to be able to communicate and see what's going on around the world, as well as, what updates are taking place. They don't know what the news is saying about them. Defense minister targeted allegedly. Head of the judiciary targeted allegedly, and that's very important because that was the one that was, putting a lot of many death sentences on protesters. So he's a very, very vicious guy. He's like an Alexandre de Moraes, except worse, of Brazil in Iran. And then they've obviously, targeting Ali Khamenei. Of course, we'll be looking at things as we're going through this. But let me give you an idea from me. I'm getting messaged by a lot of people. Hey, media, hey, can you come on? Can you come? Also, a lot of different friends, family from around the world that are messaging. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? This is what I can tell you. The video that resonates with me the most was seeing videos of Iranians dancing in Iran. And I don't know if you've seen this, so think about it. Everybody that says anything, it's opinions. But people that are in there in Iran, it's a different story. They hate this regime. 80+% of Iranians hate this regime. They want it to be gone. They want to be free. They want to enjoy themselves just like you that's watching this. Think about the basic freedoms you have right now that's watching this show. You have an opinion. You want to say certain things. You want to be free. You want to go out. You want to enjoy yourself. You don't have those luxuries in Iran. Watch this clip of people in Iran celebrating dancing. And by the way, these videos are coming from all over the place in Iran. Go ahead, Rob. They're dancing, they're celebrating. You can pause it right there, Rob. That's a form of art. They want to be free. They want to be free. What is wild about this whole thing is, Rob, I sent you a picture from 70s of Iranian women supporting Khamenei coming in. And this picture, Rob, I think you have it. You have it somewhere. You'll find it right there to the left. If you go right there to the left, that one right there. When you see these pictures, I understand these pictures, and I'll tell you why I understand these pictures. This is leftist Iranian women celebrating Khomeini's arrival in 1979 and how he was supposed to be a peaceful Gandhi, modern day. Everything was going to be great. And then he later killed 30,000 leftists. He executed them. By the way, I say this, and the reason why this is very close to me is because my mother was one of them that was outside protesting. My mom and my dad were married. My dad was against Khomeini coming back. My mother was supportive because there was a party in Iran called the Two-Day Party. And they said, no, these rich people, all this oil, look what they're doing with all this oil money. And so what if Iranians have more freedom? But look what they're doing. Khomeini's going to come back, and he said to us, we're all going to get free phones. We're all going to get free food. We're all going to get free rice. This is his message that he was given to them. He's a fair man. He's going to be good. And then what ends up happening? This chaos. But if you're American watching this, and we've all seen the polls. There was a poll that Charlie Kirk ran, I think, a year ago, and he says, do you want to see U.S. go to war with Iran? And I think some 80+% said no. Maybe 90% said no. That poll is out there. For Americans that see that poll, is that the one? 88%. For Americans who have seen this poll, and I've seen it as well, Charlie, I was having dinner with some of his friends. Was it last night or 2 nights ago? We were in Vegas.
Last night.
Could have been last night. Yeah, 2 nights ago in Vegas. And we're having conversations and stories. If you're somebody that's watched this and you've seen this poll and you're saying, but Pat, Americans don't want to go to war with Iran. I get it. I understand. I fully understand. You don't want to see something like this taking place. I fully get it. So to me, as somebody who has lived there, knows the atrocities they bring to everybody, and knows how much the current regime of Iran hates you having freedom, hates everything America stands for, hates everything the Western ideology stands for. They don't like what we stand for and how we live. They hate it. But for Americans that are saying, Pat, but we don't want to go to war, I get that as well. It's not an easy thing. It's going to be nasty. It's going to be ugly. And God willing, it's not going to be something that's prolonged. For all the people that are criticizing, saying, what if this thing drags out? Fair criticism. I'm hopeful it goes a few weeks. God willing, less as soon as possible to get it done. If it's hours, great. But we have to also be realistic and realize that this may not be a popular war that a lot of people want. Others ran polls that said the other way. Yes, we want to see this happen. But I lived in Iran as a kid, and I remember the fears, the alarm, the regime, the attacks, and what it was like as a kid going outside. You weren't free. And the first time I got a taste of freedom was when we went to Germany. I said, wait a minute, this actually exists. And then we went to the States. This actually exists. It does. So I understand Americans being concerned about this because you're thinking from heart. You have a heart. And you're sitting there saying, I don't want to see this. I don't want to see another Afghanistan. I don't want to see something like this taking place. But this is why having a big job like the job the president has is not for everybody. You have to make some tough decisions. And those decisions means you may have a lot of people that are not supporting you. Keep in mind, he just had the State of the Union speech when? Tuesday night. 3 days later, 4 days later, they're attacking. And they're going after to make a decision here. This could end up either getting them to elevate and help with midterms or hurt them in a massive way when it goes into midterms. But the reality of it is, I voted for this man to be in a negotiating room, having access to the information and make the decisions based on his instinct. And I give this man a lot of credit for having the courage to do what a lot of presidents couldn't do. And while they didn't do that, God knows how many people were killed over there. And the world is not a safer place because Iran got stronger over the years. So that's my thoughts. I got obviously other things to cover here as well. But Tom, I'll come to you. What's on your mind right now?
What's on my mind is people need to pay attention. The United States didn't just surgically strike a compound and other things and bomb those locations in Iran. It didn't just do that. There were sanctions on a global scale. There were negotiations. Then there were more sanctions. As recently as last week, Jared Kushner and Witkoff were in a last-ditch effort for additional negotiations. Don't refine uranium to make bombs. That is our red line. Then we waited for them to be in the same room. Somebody talked or intelligence got it. We knew where they were. We knew who was in the room, Pat, and we knew when they were going to be in the room. Then we surgically struck. You know what inside the regime, the surviving generals and people this morning are thinking about?
No.
Who talked or how did they know? The Israeli spy network and the American CIA has been incredibly effective over the years infiltrating this. We knew who was in the room. We knew exactly where they were going to be. We knew what was going on. So we didn't just bomb a compound. I think we also bombed trust in each other inside Iran. They're wondering, is the spy network, is the electronic surveillance better for the Americans than the Israelis? And remember, we didn't just bomb. This is the end of a long line that ended with, you will not have nuclear weapons to fire at ourselves or innocent countries or Israel. That was the red line.
Vinny.
I mean, listen, because I'm going to play both sides of it because you already know what's going to be happening. I can imagine what's in the chat. Israel this, you guys are Israel that. Let's play both sides. Has Bibi Netanyahu been on camera in Congress and on every interview saying Iran has a bomb? Iran trying to push us to go to war? Absolutely yes, okay? Has Iran said death to America over and over? And I want people to understand this. That statement isn't, hey, death to Patrick or death to Vinnie or death to everybody in Florida or death to everybody in California. Death to America, meaning I hope every single one of you dies, and including your country. I hope it gets wiped off the planet. So two things exist. I'm just curious, all the people that are going after Israel, and everybody knows I'm critical towards Israel's actions as a government, has nothing to do with the Jewish people. This movement that happened, Pat, the revolution, did Israel go in there and make the people revolt and get angry and fight for their freedom? Who did that? That was organic by the people. Israel had nothing to do with it. The people were in the streets. Over 40,000 are dead. God knows how many are in jail right now getting tortured or are also dead. But look at Iran as a people, as the nation, as the regime. Think about it. Their money's gone. The country's ruined. I already know. I know for a fact. Okay, let me stop. I'm sorry because I'm going a little bit ahead of myself. Think about Masha Amini.
No, you're good.
Remember Masha Amini a couple years ago, 2021, I believe? Her hijab. Think about this, all you leftist liberal psycho feminists out there. Her hijab showed a little bit of her hair, and they beat her to death. They beat her to death, and there was silence. Nobody was saying anything, okay? This type of thing, this type of liberation that I hope happens is for those type of people. That girl, her freaking soul and her life not to be in shame or in vain. You know what I mean? It has to. Sometimes you don't want to do it. I know Trump ran on, no new wars, no new wars. When you're backed into a corner and you have to do it, you have to do it. No, what American wakes up and goes, I want to go to war. Let's go to war. And I guarantee today, all these podcasters, all these guys in their basement that are expert geopolitical people are going to say, we told you so, and this, and Israel, and everybody, shut up, okay? Because people are dancing in the street. Can you show this clip, Robbie? You tell me how bad it is that this is happening in Iran. This is a high school. High school. What's he saying?
Zadan, they hit him.
And look at the smoke in the background.
Yeah.
These people aren't running for cover. They're dancing.
Yeah.
We told them that we would back them up. Trump said, I will back you up. 30 to 40,000 of them
No,
ran
listen
out
what
in
he
the
said,
streets.
Tom. Listen to what he said, Tom. You can't hear what he said.
Just play that
Go
one
back
part,
5
Robbie.
seconds. No, just go
I
back
didn't
5
see the
seconds.
You're right there talking.
Listen to this kid, this black shirt kid. I love Trump.
I love Trump.
Trump.
You can stop it? Stop.
I love Trump in Iran.
In Iran.
In Iran.
I want people to grasp the levity of that situation. A bomb just went off, and it probably hit like a major.
You see the smoke behind the school.
IRGC. They're not screaming. He's not running. I got goosebumps, Pat. They're cheering.
Me too.
Thank you. I love you, Trump. So for all of these people that are going to be in their basements getting angry, yelling with their little hats on their tables, and everybody knows who I'm talking about, shut up. The people need it. This isn't Iraq. We didn't bomb and start on CNN, have all the tanks and all the troops going in. Unless you're there, unless you're like him and had his family, that he had to flee there and I'm not going to get into all the problems that we have that we can't, have doors and we're worrying about stuff. He had to hide under tables and shit because they were bombing him and they had to flee. So for everybody that's going to sit there and try to act like they know what the hell they're talking about behind their computers, shut the hell up. The people are happy. That's all that matters. That's it.
All right, so you cannot turn on the TV right now, or the news, or social, or anything without seeing clips, videos. I don't know if we're live or not, Rob. I don't see myself on the screen. You can't see it with something going on. There's a bunch of things to cover. We got a bunch of it we'll go through here ourselves. I want to thank the team for coming out here. We literally called this last minute. We just got back from Vegas this morning, literally this morning at midnight, 12:30. The crew went home. We said, guys, emergency. Everyone showed up. And so we got a lot of things to cover. And for some of you guys that are watching us, that you support what we do as an independent media outlet, and you want to see us grow and get to tens of millions of subscribers, it would mean a lot to us. You would help this message get even bigger if you can subscribe to the channel. 51% of our viewers are not subscribed to the channel, which means you watch it regularly on a weekly basis, but you've never clicked that one magical button of subscribe. If you haven't yet, do us a favor, do that. You'll help us out a lot with the algorithms as well. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.